Your Excellency, in regard of lands and physical planning, you directed the streamlining of development controls and approvals of the county. We are now administering the control system for processing approvals and developments. Further, you directed we clear a backlog of 4,400 development applications that had accumulated as backlog by the time NMS took over due to corruption cartels at City Hall. I'm happy to report to you, sir, that the 100% of the development applications for submitted have been approved. Your Excellency, in the sector of housing and urban development, we have been working towards delivery of 4 directives within 100 days. The first one, sir, here is to work closely with relevant institutions to establish the Railway City Development Authority and identify anchor projects. Sir, I'm happy to report that a Gazette notice establishing Railway City Development Authority was published in 13 May as a legal notice. And a committee is underway to spearhead the operationalization of the authority. Sir, the second directive to this sector was to streamline urban renewal projects like Jivanji, Pangani, and others with a view of determining how they take off as part of Eastland's urban renewal master plan. So the 2 urban renewal projects, Pangani and Jivanji, have been fast-tracked, and they are part of the larger housing projects which have already started. The third directive, sir, was to undertake slum upgrading initiatives in the metropolitan area with Mukuru and Kibra. I wish to report that Mukuru Informal Settlement Renewal Program is well underway, and we have extended the special planning area for a further 2 years period. 3 sector plans are water, sanitation, roads, drainage, electrification were finalized and implemented with effect May this year. Kibra Informal Settlement was also declared a special planning area under the Physical Land Act. Other informal settlements like Madare, Korogocho will follow suit, sir. The last directive in this sector was rehabilitation of markets and trading in Nairobi County. So far, we have commissioned a task force to undertake the appraisal of markets in 4 main areas: lack of basic social amenities, congestion, encroachment on market land, and stole market contracts. We have already prioritized, and 28 markets will start this coming financial year from tomorrow. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, NMS most visible achievement are in the sector of transport, roads, and public works, which we have given Nairobi the much needed facelift. On other directive on implementation of Nairobi Urban Mobility Plan, NMS together with other organs is implementing the Nairobi Urban Mobility. As a priority, NMT corridors along Kenyatta Avenue, Muindimbingu Street, Wabera Street are over 60% completion. Your Excellency, on rehabilitation and reintroduction of traffic signal, within CBDs, community area, Gikomba, Mudhurwa, Kirinyaga roads and environment, and Muranga Matatu Terminal and Kenyatta National Hospital is over 80% complete. On directive of automated hourly car parking fees in 3 areas, we have integrated the automation of Desai Road, Machakos Bus Station, Sunken Car Park, and Nairobi Law Court into Nairobi Revenue Service Program. On operationalization of Matatu Terminal on Desai Park Road to ease traffic flow in CBD, we are constructing the seminar, and it's 70% complete. We are working with other stakeholders, with NTSA and SACCOs operating in these Matatu routes to ease that congestion. On directive of construction of Grogan Road, NMS has embarked on construction of Grogan Road, joining Racecourse and Globe Roundabout, which is 70% complete. I'm happy to report to you, sir, that the Grogan Road workforce is purely street families. On recarpeting of CBD roads, NMS has completed 30% of all the roads and is using Kazi Mtaani initiative, which you started, sir. To this end, NMS has engaged our youth in drainage clearing, waste management, and rehabilitation of roads. At last but not least, construction of roads in Mukuru informal settlement is ongoing through improvement of Mukuru informal sectors. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the directives to environment and water and sanitation has been achieved within 100 days, with the first one being operationalization of effective garbage collection and disposal method. To this end, an average of 2,500 tons of garbage are collected daily, an increase from initial 1,000 tons. And we have already rehabilitated 32 trucks, which will augment the ongoing process. So the second directive in this sector was to crack down illegal dump sites and enforcing effluent discharge, which I wish to report that we have already identified 100 illegal dump sites and we are mapping out the others. 82 have been cleared and we are continuing to embark on others. So the third directive was recovery of contested land earmarked for management of solid and liquid waste. So I'm happy to report that all of them have been recovered in Ruai, in Kariobangi, and Current Point. The other directive, sir, was gazettement of solid waste, and we have already gazetted 32 solid waste collection. So on equitable water and better distribution Nairobi Directive, Your Excellency, I wish to report that NMS have identified 3 strategies to ensure equitable and better water distribution in Nairobi through borehole sinking, extension of water pipe, and using water bowsers. So far, sir, out of 93 borehole sites, 92 are complete, and the other one will be ready within 1 week. I wish to report that collaboration with Nairobi City Water and Sewerage, 20,903 meters of extension piping is complete and already supplying water to residents, and 13 million liters of water distributed using water bowsers to informal settlement. On digitalization and registration, monitoring vendors and bowsers, sir, we have already gazetted and the exercise is ongoing. Your Excellency, on the directive of beautification, I wish to state that NMS was established, since it was established, beautification activities within the city have been ongoing. So far, open spaces have been reclaimed and beautified, and routine maintenance of activities is ongoing. In collaboration with Ministry of Environment, Michuki Park has been rehabilitated to a botanical garden and recreation park within the urban setup. Your Excellency, restoration of streets and public lighting in Nairobi was another directive to restore a total of 20,000 street lights and public lights to bring the level of working lights to at least 90% of the estimated 65% of the total, which is about 55,000 existing lights. We target to restore 18,000 lanterns and 2,000 floodlights, sir. So far, we have completed that task at 95%. Other directives on this sector was mapping out and street lights and floodlights using GIS coordinates, and that we have already done. Your Excellency, on relocation of power lines and installation of new lights as necessary in project areas was done under the 100 days activities. Other achievements are in street lighting, including replacement of street light lanterns at Park Road with floodlights to ensure the area is better lit. The area of Mariro Market, Jogoo Road, Joakali sectors, and others. All these, I'm happy to report, sir, we have already completed. At last but not least, Your Excellency, we have begun the process of having intelligence lighting in the city, which will enable us eventually to lead Nairobi being a smart city, where street lights and public lights will do more than just lighting the city, but be a platform where many other facilities can be added, for example, security camera, free Wi-Fi, remote controller, telemedicine, and others. NMS future aspiration in this strictly, Your Excellency, is to make Nairobi a smart city through generation of power using waste garbage. Your Excellency, we are on course in achieving the directives in health sector in efficient management of COVID-19 pandemic, provision of health services, implementing Kazi Mtaani initiative. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, NMS was mandated to restore section of Nairobi River stretching from Globe Roundabout to Resco's Bridge to achieve what we are implementing, Nairobi Riverfront Improvement Project. So I assure you, and I assure the mechanic, food vendors, and others, these works will result into the construction of modern stalls, appropriate and conducive work environment.
The Nairobi Metropolitan Services was charged to implement the functions that were transferred to the national government. Their primary responsibility being to ensure that they deliver the much-needed services to the citizens of Nairobi. Indeed, I issued several directives to NMS that were to be achieved within 100 days, which period ended on Saturday, the 28th of June this year. The directives I issued were aimed at enhancing service provision in the areas of waste collection and disposal, water and sanitation, housing and urban development, transport and public works. Indeed, Director General, I am gratified that the directives for the first 100 days have indeed been implemented in earnest. Progress has been made in the areas of implementing the Nairobi Urban Mobility Plan, effecting the non-motorized transport strategy, reviewing the development approvals process, improving solid waste management, streamlining urban renewal projects, and reviewing and improving the governance and transparency models deployed in service delivery. The evidence of this progress can already be seen. Our neighborhoods are beginning to look cleaner, and we have hundreds of young people, especially those in vulnerable communities in the city, who are today earning a living, and thousands of households are receiving water closer to home. Road infrastructure is beginning to see the much-needed maintenance works, and pedestrian and cyclist corridors in our business districts are beginning to take shape. This is encouraging, but we cannot but emphasize that much work still remains to be done. But what NMS has demonstrated during this period is that the task before us is not impossible. It is indeed achievable. That the aspirations of the people of Nairobi can and will indeed become a reality. So I therefore challenge NMS to demonstrate that Nairobi can be the model of our post-COVID-19 national recovery strategy. The national hygiene program that we call Kazi Mtaani initiative, aimed at empowering and creating jobs for youth residing within informal settlements, will play a central part in that regard. The hundreds of young people from informal settlements of Mathare, Mukuru Kayaba, Mukuru kwa Ruben, Mukuru kwa Jenga, Kibera, and Korogosho, amongst others, deployed across various projects in the last 3 months, has shown us that this model is indeed sustainable and will result in life-changing enterprise for our young people. Going forward, we must reach all the informal settlements across the city with this program. And indeed, I am particularly gratified by the street families that have been working on the Grogan Road project. Today, these young people can afford to live away from the streets and give their children hope of a much better tomorrow. NMS must work to ensure that every resident of this city lives in dignity and has access to affordable, decent housing. The program in Bukuru Informal Settlement Renewal Program will be a test case on how this can be achieved across our city. Nairobi residents should enjoy their right to affordable, accessible, and quality health services. An investment program to radically increase our citywide sewer network should also be treated as a priority. Looking forward, NMS must pay attention to the systematic challenges that face our city in the medium and long term. Nairobi cannot truly take her place among the great cities of the world without staying true to consistently implementing our national and county development plans. At the national level, we have Vision 2030 and the medium-term plans. In Nairobi, the Integrated Urban Development Master Plan, which was approved as a sessional paper by the Nairobi City County Assembly in 2015, must be the guiding beacon. I encourage you to refine your annual work plans, budgets, and programs to target cumulative achievement of the development plans. In particular, guided by the new plan, focus must now be placed on delivering tangible benefits in the following critical areas. The Urban Development Program that will accelerate an integrated development model for an inclusive modern city. The Urban Transport Development Program that will deliver a world-class efficient transport system, complete with a full range of transport options. Number 3, the Infrastructure Development Program that will support and sustain the development trajectory that we have begun. And number 4, the Environmental Improvement Program that will make our city a beautiful, healthy place to live, work, and play. And number 5, the Urban Management Strengthening Program, founded on our democratic ideals and national values that will underpin our administration and service delivery models. With respect to doing business in Nairobi, the business re-engineering and citizen supporting services and processes must aim at rebuilding the Nairobi dream, a county where every business person, small or big, will have an equal opportunity to find work or to do business. The enforcement of laws must become enabling, fair, and transparent. By doing so, we will ensure that Nairobi's prosperity will leave no one behind, and we will all make our beloved city a tourist haven with opportunities for everyone, thus making Nairobi a globally competitive city as well as a regional hub. So I therefore continue to challenge NMS to remain true to the founding values of this great nation and continue to deliver services as an accountable, compassionate, and caring institution. I commend you, Major General Badi, indeed the management and the entire NMS team, as well as the supporting team from national government, for what they have achieved so far and for demonstrating that indeed public services can be delivered with commitment, dedication, and around the clock. I also wish to thank the leadership of the Nairobi County Government, the Governor, the Nairobi City County Assembly, the National Assembly, and the Senate for the support that they have afforded this novel initiative. Without doubt, a whole-of-government approach is what will sustainably change our country for the better. As I conclude, I remind you all that Kenya is known worldwide as the cradle of mankind, and Nairobi is at the heart of that identity. We must therefore make it our every effort to ensure that this city, home to people from all over the world, regains its glory. I am confident in this. It is Nairobi's destiny to be the go-to city in Africa and a leading city in the world. Nawashukuru nyote, asanteni sana, pongezi kwa kazi.